Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Nick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. I have seen Joker, Folie en Deux. Basically, Joker 2. Now, when you get Joker, Folie en Deux back to your home on physical media or digital, what you should do is just put them together. Put the first film, the 2019 Joker movie, and Joker, Folie en Deux together as one film. They are one film. So when Californian critics reduce this film to a film that just repeats its themes and doesn't do enough, that is wrong. Of course, the film's dealing with the same themes. This is the same story. This continues on the same beat. It's Arthur's story, right? But what this film does very cleverly in terms of its musical and sing-along situation is depict this shared madness, which is what Folie en Deux actually means. Basically, Arthur thinks he's found his mate, his equal, someone like him. But the scariest thing about this film is that Lee, aka Harley Quinn, Lady Gaga, also feels she's found her equal. But as we go through the movie, we start to see a very, very interesting realization from Arthur that Lee isn't the person he thought she was. And actually, there's something quite deeper, more maniacal about Lee. See, the thing about Arthur Fleck, he started off as a very good person. Do we remember how Arthur Fleck started his journey? All he ever wanted to do is make people laugh. But his mental health and the abuse he faced from society, and coming from a place in the world that was very downtrodden, Arthur never stood a chance. They kept on pushing him. Society kept on pushing him. In the end, he pushed back within the first film. This is not me justifying incels or someone like Arthur. You also have to ask the question about the first film. Did Arthur kill anyone in the first film who didn't deserve it? Did Bob De Niro's character deserve to die? I don't think Bob De Niro's character Murray, the comedian of the talk show, deserves to die. I think he's a very successful guy who's forgot what it is to be a human being. He does something very terrible to Arthur, and what you've got to remember is Arthur sees him as a hero. He fantasizes about Murray calling him his son or seeing him like a son. It's a bit like me and Alison Mack when I found out what she did. You know, I don't have the divine right for Alison Mack to be a good person. And this is the problem with hero worship and looking up to celebrities. They're just as effed up as the rest of us. The problem is they pretend, and the industry they're in pretend that they're superior to us. And they're not, because how can they sell anything to us if we think they're just as effed up as we are, right? So that's what this film is, a shared madness. But this is absolutely the continuation of Joker 2019. So it does, in terms of, exploring those themes from the first movie, it has to do that. And I think it does it really well. Now, critics have also said that this film will betray anyone who liked the first movie. People are going to have Batman vs. Superman, Last Jedi sized kind of opinions on this movie. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I can't deny that. But I think if you're somewhat intelligent and understand what Phillips is attempting to do, then you'll understand this was never about building up the crown prince of crime. This was about a man who's been systematically and ruthlessly torn apart. It's about rejection. It's about being mentally ill and no one wanting to help you. That's the society we live in. Whether it's set in the 70s, 80s, or in 2024, that doesn't really matter. What do I think of this movie? I thoroughly enjoyed it because I actually got it. I understood it. Having mental health problems myself probably helps. I think Phillips has created two wonderful pieces of art.